Good morning, boys and girls. How are you? Today we're going to be doing a math activity together. So Miss Angie posted up 2 documents that you're going to be looking at and using while you're doing this math activity. Now, if you don't have a printer, that's okay. Any kind of paper or notebook that you can write on is perfectly fine. So the first one that you're going to see looks like this. And like this, okay? And on this little worksheet, we see some animals, and we also see this, which is called a number line. And the number line is just there to help us to see the numbers and recognize them and count. So I want you to try practicing counting all the way to 10. And mommies and daddies, you can also ask them if they can find the number 6 and do it out of order and just see how their number recognition is. And you can do this every day with or without this, right? So to begin, I want you to look at the animals with your children, and you're just going to be counting. You're going to be counting their limbs pretty much, or their parts of their body that help them to move. So the first animal is a fish. And the fish is an animal that swims. So he doesn't necessarily need legs because he stays in the water. So it just says, how many fins does the fish have? And all you're going to do is count them. So we're going to do this one together so I can just show you how it's going to be done. And again, if you can't print it out, just look at it on your phone or your computer screen. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 fins that this fish has. So right here on the line, I'm going to write the number 4, but what does the number 4 look like? Now, mommies and daddies, I want you to try to let the children do this all on their own. If they make a mistake, that's okay, because we see what they're able to do and what we need to work on with them. So let them try to do it on their own. If they say they need help, help them. So this fish has 4 fins, but I don't know what the number 4 looks like, so I can go to my number line and count. 1, oh, that's not 1, that's 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's the number 4. So I know what number 4 looks like. And I just write it in, 4. And I want you to do that with each animal. And at the end of the worksheet, the last animal is a little bit more tricky. There's more questions. So let's go to the second sheet. So now we see some different animals. They're asking you the same question just to count their body parts that help them move. So let's go to the bumblebee. I see a lot of different parts on this animal. He has some legs, he has wings, he has a stinger, and he also has like little antlers, but the antlers don't help him move, right? So talk to your kids about that. Do the antlers help him move? No. The stinger doesn't help him move either. So all I'm going to be counting is either the wings or the legs. So let's look at the question. It says, how many wings does the bee have? So I'm going to count 1, 2. I'm going to write the number 2. He has 2 wings. And then it asks another question about the bee. It's a tricky one. How many legs does the bee have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I know what 4 looks like from before. So 4. So he has 2 wings and he has 4 legs. Now there's a tricky question that I want you to try. This is an addition question. How many parts does the bee have altogether? And that just means we want to count his wings and his legs. So parents, you can try to introduce them to addition, so 2 plus 4, or you can just count them all together, which is probably the easiest way, unless you feel like your child can use that challenge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He has 6 parts that help him move. Now remember, the antlers don't help him move, and that stinger doesn't help him move. But the wings help him fly, and the legs help him to crawl. So he has 2 different kinds of parts that he can use to help him to crawl. So 4, 5, and 6. So I don't know what 6 looks like. I could look on my number line and find the number 6. Okay. Now the kids can just write this down on a piece of paper, and you could write the animal's name so we could see how well they're counting and if they can recognize the number and write the number. If they cannot write the number, you can simply write it for them and they can trace over it just to get them practicing writing. And then I posted this other worksheet. This one will be more fun if you are able to print it out. If you're not, the kids can draw on their own. You know, just by simply drawing, let's say, a circle for the turtle, and then they add the limbs on themselves. So what we have to do on this worksheet is a little bit more fun. It's art and it's also math, again. And it's a silly worksheet because if you look closely, these animals, something's wrong with them, right? They're missing their parts that help them move. They cannot move without these parts. So the directions say pick a number from a hat, roll a dice, or use the online number wheel and write the number and draw the animal's legs. So online I found a die and also a spinner, and I included that link for you to use. So here's the spinner. So I'm gonna start with the turtle. So the turtle, I'm gonna draw however many legs the spinner tells me to. So it's a random number. So I'm gonna spin it. Two. So I'm gonna write the number. Again, parents, you can help them write the number. And I'm gonna make him 1 leg, 2 legs, and then I can color him. If you do not have the online access, or if you have a die that you can use, you can just roll it and have the kids count. That works also. I also have a hat with some numbers. I just wrote numbers, I cut them out, and now I get to pick a number. So the next animal is the lizard, and the lizard needs legs also. Let's see. Ooh, number 8. Number 8. That's a lot of legs. So I'm gonna get started. Those are my lizard legs. So he has 8 legs. So I drew it, and now I want to count just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have to write the number 8. So I want you to do this all the way through. Yours is going to look different because you're going to have a different number of legs for each animal. It's a little silly because it's not real. It's not how many legs they actually have. And then on the bottom, if you have time, it says draw your own animal. What body part does it use to move? How does it move? How many parts does it use to move? So if I were to draw my own animal, I think I would draw a fish. So I'm going to draw a fish really quickly just to show you. And so there's my animal, and I gave it 5 parts that help it move, 5 fins. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's my animal that I created, and he needs his fins to swim. So I can't wait to see the kind of work that you guys do today with math and counting. Okay, so good luck, and I'll talk to you guys later. And parents, please remember that any kind of communication with you guys is all we want to see and hear. You know, next week I think we're going to start taking attendance in a way, you know, just by seeing what the kids are doing. So it doesn't necessarily have to be substantial work, but we want to see that they're engaged. Okay, have a good day.